Mariam, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera, salam pagi, salam sejahtera kepada semua staf akademik UTeM yang saya kasihi sekalian. Syukur kita kepada Allah SWT kerana dipertemukan sekali lagi dalam sesi Scholars Talk Series yang ketiga. So Alhamdulillah, so sebelum memulakan majlis, kita mulakan dengan umum kitab Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim, ar-Rahmanir-Rahim, Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Ya, Waalaikumsalam. PM Dr. Fahmi. Terima kasih semua. Kita ada lebih kurang 70 partisipan. Kita dah agak dah. Semalam kita nampak register 40 orang. Hari ini memang biasanya double lah. Alhamdulillah. So on popular demand kita nampak kita punya scholarship talk series ni, alhamdulillah kita have a very good participation dan terima kasihlah atas sokongan daripada semua staff UTeM. Dan okey, hari ini kita akan ada sesi yang ketiga, iaitu yang akan disampaikan oleh our Professor Madia Dr. Mariam Binti Ghazaly. Okay, she is currently in FKE. Boleh saya perkenalkan sedikit sedikit biodata ni, mungkin ada yang staff ni yang baru-baru, mungkin yang baru masuk UTeM ke, yang mungkin belum kenalan lagi. So kita perkenalkan sikit lah. So PM Dr. Mariam, she's currently in FKE, Fakulti Kejuruteraan Elektrik, and the Department of Mechatronic Engineering. She did her bachelor and master engineering in the field of mechatronic engineering from UTeM way back in 2003 and 2005 consecutively. And then after entering UTeM in 2009 and 2012, she did her Doctor of Engineering and Master Engineering from Tokyo Institute of Technology, Japan, in the field of mechano-micro engineering, or else also known as precision engineering. All right. So in terms of administrative posts, she has held several posts here in UTeM. For example, in 2014, 2016, she was a Deputy Dean of Academic in FKE, as well as COE Manager for Center of Robotics and Industrial Automation Career from 2018, 2019, and 2013, 2014. And currently, her latest post is now, she's with CAES right now, as a Deputy Director since 2019. All right, so a few information about her research interests is she's in the field of actuator design, precision engineering, and control engineering. She also has some industrial experiences in semiconductor manufacturing on wire bond process at the back end side. She obtained from her attachment in Finon Technologies Melaka several years ago. So Alhamdulillah, thank you very much, Dr. Mariam. How are you today? Good. Alhamdulillah. So hopefully everything's good over there. And I hope that all, okay. Alhamdulillah. Okay, good. So welcome. Thank you very much for time in order to share on the topic which is called how to become a productive and effective academician. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to welcome again Mariam and to welcome all participants here. Selamat datang semua dan insyaAllah harap kita semua dapat memberikan attention, okay, because she will be talking about attention management. So please pay attention lah, okay, don't pay any money, just pay attention only. And then you will learn how to become a good, effective academician. Alright. So insyaAllah bismillahirrahmanirrahim, kita silakan kepada PM Mariam untuk meneruskan acara. Silakan, over to you, PM Mariam.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. KE, for the introduction. So before that, Assalamualaikum, very good morning. Welcome to CAES webinar sharing series, talk number 3 for this year. So because I'm one of the deputy director for CAES, so I will welcome all to actually invite you all to join. We have a total 12 sharing this year. So the sharing, I explain a bit what is a sharing. Sharing, Scholar Talk series sharing is about our academicians sharing what they practice in daily life. So we actually invite a staff that actually relevant to the talk. Okay. So for today is that I do not say that I actually very productive, but I would like to actually share my experience on how to become a productive and effective academician, as what we have the title for today. Okay, and before I start, let me just explain why I picked this topic, because I was actually asked to give a talk and come out that Yeah, I would say that I would like to actually share how to actually to academic to my colleagues or my fellow colleagues at FKE and all UTeM, so that we can be more productive daily, because we are so overwhelmed nowadays with information overload. We have lots of email coming in. We have internet browser that we open up every day. Social networking, mostly we have WhatsApp, Telegram as the communication, the second communication other than email. And we have also lots of tasks being asked to be done by our boss. Okay, boss. So this is the topic is about how to actually be more productive. So as if you have read the synopsis on the topic, so the topic actually involve about time management, but I would not touch about time management much. I will actually want to share a bit on what is attentive management. Okay, so what are attentive management and how can you actually be more productive when you pay attention more on the task? So as all of us academician, and I'm not sure if the attendance today is from only UTeM or from outsider or even from a student, postgraduate student and so on, because this topic is relevant to all types of people. So it will be a generic sharing. And we as academician, okay, I'm sharing as a part of academician, because we have teacher and learning. We have teacher and learning. We need to do research. We need to manage crime. We need to actually have a community services. We need to do industrial networking and so on. We also need to do filing and documentation. Sometimes, especially when we have grant. So when we have grant, we need to do filing. We need to build claiming and so on. So these are the things that really overwhelm us daily. I would not say other people, but myself, I'm overwhelmed with all this information or tasks. So based on today's topic is that, okay, what I want to share is that what is actually, before we go into the next slide, what is actually productivity? So the productivity is ability to achieve what we want to achieve for the least effort. So means that, of course, we want to do that, right? It's like lean manufacturing. Okay, we want to actually do something with the most productive output, but with least effort. So this is what we are doing. I'm going to talk about, and this attention management that I'm going to share to you later on is not only valid for working for at work at office, but it's also valid, can be implemented at home during our daily life. So I hope that for today is that the sharing will be beneficial to others. So and before I go to the next before I actually go to the next sharing, I would like to declare that I'm actually not a 100% organized person. Okay, I'm not 100% organized, but I try to prioritize my tasks accordingly. Okay, according to important deadline and so on. So without further ado, let's go to what I'm going to share for today, which is the first one is 3 learning outcome. And what are the outcome? Which is the first one is the issue and challenges to improve productivity. Okay, the second one is that the concept of attention management and why it is important. So of course, in this topic is that I'm going to explain first what is actually time management, but I'm sure lots of you know what is actually time management and you actually already apply it into your daily life. So, but I'm going to just recap about the fundamental only. And then third one is that how to apply the attention management in daily life. So I'm going to give you a practical example which I implemented daily. So I hope that maybe this example is maybe it's have been done by some of you guys, but I'm sure some of the other colleague of mine, they never heard what is attention management. So let's look at what is it. So let's look at this quote. Being busy does not always mean real work. Sometimes we say we are busy with meeting, busy with tasks and so on. But do we actually make it give our full attention to the task? So if you see here is that we need to have a very planning. We need to make sure that we can actually put our 100% effort to that task. So this is what the topic is about. So what are the issues and challenges to improve productivity? Okay, so before we go next, so I'm going to share to you, let's do a quick survey. So please go to menti.com and use the code here. So the code is 99259903. So Dr. K, can you just post that in the link? So I give you roughly about 1 to 2 minutes. It's just a very simple question. Daily, I'm used to the following tasks. So just take, you can take multiple if you want. So you just take that. There's no right or wrong. Just let's see how do we all actually output. We have what outcome from this session. So let's look at the. We just play that. All right.
Before that, maybe a quick question, Pak Mariam.
Yeah.
I'm used to the following, maksudnya meaning that these are the what are the most item or tasks that we do every day lah ke macam mana tu?
Yeah. Every day, do you do all of this every day? Not once a week, not monthly, but every day. Do you do that? So because this is productivity for daily work, so just take what you do every day. So okay, there are 5% take. Okay, let's look at how many person inside the participant. 91. So we only have 9 right now. So can we get like maybe 30 lah, kita bagi 30 about 30% lah out of 100 kan. So okay.
It's okay, the number is going up, no problem.
Yeah, the number is going up.
Pagi-pagi
So
ni
let's
lagi
just
semua fresh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's look.
Surprisingly ada online gaming 1% tu.
I actually put that, that's the reason why I put that online gaming.
Maybe
So,
dia mengajar subjek online gaming kot agaknya ni. Kan.
Maybe. Okay. So because sometimes there are person who actually play online gaming kan. Especially if this talk comprised of students. So I'm sure students actually do online gaming also.
Yeah. Okay, Pak Mariam, I think we have around 30 participants already. I think pretty much.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Okay, so right now, okay, but the number is going up. So I can just take we take the maximum. So right now, I think the one that is the number 1 ranking is the first regular check work email in a day. Okay, so yeah, I also do regularly check emails in a day, but how many times do you check that email? So later I will actually share to you how many times you should do it minimum lah. Okay, and then we see the second and third ranking is the browse the internet related to work and also do multitasking several tasks. So this is something that we cannot avoid, kan? Because we have multiple tasks, multiple responsibilities. Sometimes like myself, I'm actually a lecturer, so I also deliver classes, but I also administration. So I do also have administration work. So these are the things that we sometimes overwhelmed with the situation. So, and then we see that the next ranking is that update on daily tasks via instant message, WhatsApp lah. So WhatsApp, Telegram. So yeah, we have that communication. Other than email, the second communication that we have is WhatsApp and Telegram, right? So that is mostly we will keep on checking our handphone and so on, and that will be actually a distraction. Okay, so I think I will move to the move out from this. Okay, so thank you very much for those who responded to the Mentimeter. Okay, so okay. So if you see here is that I'm going to talk about next is the issue and challenges to improve productivity. So this is based on my own experience before. I have actually back in 7 years ago when I was first time have the administration post at FKE. So I found out that I have so many so many clutters and no planning. No planning means that sometimes, sorry, okay, there's a question. Clutter tu apa maksud dia? Okay. For Najah, clutter tu missing messy. Your workplace is messy. Okay, your workplace is messy, or even your folders or email is messy. So later on, I will share to you how to actually declutter. Okay, so these are 3 things that I think from my experience is a distraction. Okay, so first one is the one that actually decreased our productivity. First one is distraction. Okay, second one is clutters, and third one is no planning. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, so for the distraction is that this is common to us. We have distraction of our emails. Like just now, we do the Mentimeter, menti.com. So Mentimeter. So we have email. We keep on checking our email. Last time, 7 years ago, before this, I always switch on my email every day. Means that I open my email and the email is there from 8 to 5. Okay, so every time the email come in, then I will respond immediately. So it is actually a distraction. Then secondly is the social media, and social media is something like I think like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So if you're not, sometimes I do check this, but not during office hour. Normally on the weekend or after office hour. Okay. And then third one is that chat and other instant messages. This is WhatsApp and also Telegram. And the fourth one is that voice and video calls. So this one, sometimes we can actually ignore it because some of the calls are important. So these are all distraction, but we can actually try to actually reduce that. And next is distraction, which is internet. Internet means that the browser that we open. I have seen some of my colleagues, I wouldn't say their names, but they open the internet and they have multiple browser on top. Okay, I did that previously when I was doing my PhD. Okay, in Japan, I opened all of the browser. The browser is all the papers that I download. So I open all of the papers. Okay, so what happened is that I feel overwhelmed later on because I do not know which paper was important just now. I keep on multitasking, skipping between each paper. So this is something distraction. Multiple browsers is also a distraction. Okay. And lastly is multitasking. So sometimes you were doing one task and suddenly there were a call from about important call. So we pick up the call and asking to get some task done immediately. So we open another task B. So after doing task B, then we could not remember what was the last task that we did. So these are something that a distraction. So one is a distraction. Second one is clutters. So clutters that I'm going to focus is, there are so many clutters in our life, clutters in our head. Sometimes we are thinking so many things. So these clutters, if you do not actually organize it, you will actually feel overwhelmed. Okay, you feel lost that, hey, I think there is something that I need to do, but I could not remember. Okay, so clutters in our head, but I do not list it here. But I'm going to share you 2 types of cluster that commonly are used for, actually applies to academician. First one is email clutters. Emails. Emails means that, you know that emails, we receive so many emails today. Okay. And I feel overwhelmed after I came back. I'm just sharing from my side. After coming back from my PhD, I did 5 years in Japan, master PhD. So after coming back, I actually don't need 5. I didn't open UTeM email. Unfortunately, I didn't open it because I was really focusing doing my PhD. So when I come back and open my email, end up there were like thousands of email inside there. But if I just left it there, without decluttering, then I will keep on overwhelming every day. So this email is something that we need to declutter first to improve our productivity. Later on, I will explain how to do that. And second one is the task. We have so many tasks given by our boss, okay, our colleagues. Sometimes we have something that we plan to do, writing papers, journal papers, writing conference papers. Okay, we want to write a book. Okay, so these are the tasks, but this is our own, for our own KPI sometimes. So we need to actually list that out and schedule it out attentively so that we can actually attend to that accordingly. So clutters, second one. And third one is that no planning. Okay, so this one relate to clutters just now. So we have the task just now, but we do not have planning. So if you do not have planning, can you actually achieve productivity? Means that can you get an output? So this is something that we need to plan. And normally the task is based on first in and first out. Sometimes we get the task and we do not get only one task at one time. If you open an email this morning, how many email did you receive? If you open your email this morning, how many new email did you receive? Anyone can answer that? Do you have an exact value? I have an exact value. How many emails? New emails this morning. So I actually received roughly about 10 emails. New email this morning. Yesterday, my email inbox already 0. 0 means that I already read everything. So this is how we actually organize and be more productive. You know that, oh, this is only the task that we need to do for today. Okay. So remember that, that the time now is the now right now, I'm giving a talk, right? It's the most important things that means listening to me, that being attentive to what the topic is about. So like what Dr. K mentioned, okay, please focus, okay, because maybe later on ada quiz, mana tahu kan, okay. So second one, I'm going to share to you about the learning outcome on concept of attention management and why it is important. So let's look at it. So okay, so the concept, I'm going to explain the difference between time management and attentive management. So what are actually time management? I'm sure lots of you know what is already time management. So time management is focusing, prioritizing the important tasks and identify time wasters. So it means that we take what is important, means that we normally do the to-do list, right? So we have all those lists in mind. And there are two ways to think about prioritization. Okay, there are two normal strategy that people use. So, oh yeah, Sharizan. Wait, ada chat. I just read through. Okay. I do agree, email become distraction and clutters. Okay, this is I read from Sharijan. Clutters when we are furthering our study, but as emails, UTeM is one of the main communication related to our task and job. So we cannot just ignore the official email. What I do is the differentiate between office email with other discipline email. Okay, sure. So that is a sharing from Shariza. So I'm sure that one. I would say, of course, I will not 100% ignore email UTeM, but we will need to make a folder. Okay, later I will show to what type of folder that we need to do. Okay, so we come back to this topic. So there are two ways. Thank you, Cik Sharijan. So there are two ways to think about prioritization. First one is that to use the urgency versus important. So which one is much more important and versus urgent? Okay, so this is actually from the Stephanie Covey, and the ABC method is Alan Lakin. So I think this is normally we know that the ABC method is to list out the to-do list. So this is just the reference that I took. Okay, so urgency versus important is actually if you read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This one I have a book actually at my office, not at home but at my office. So it's really important. I read this book when I came back from PhD because I found out that there are too many things that actually decrease my productivity. So how do I make myself productive? So so there are this urgency versus importance can be classified into 4 quadrants. If you see here, we have the matrix important and not important versus urgent and not urgent. So the one that Stephen Covey insists is that we need to focus on the quadrant 1 and 2. Okay, this is for time management. So example is that things due today or tomorrow, dealing with emergency or crisis. So this is really important, need to be done immediately. And quadrant 2 is long-term projects. Okay, long-term projects, you have book that you plan to write. Okay, planning ahead, starting in advance and getting started earlier. So sometimes you are actually organizing a meeting. You will lead a meeting. So when you lead a meeting, you need to plan out what are the discussion for the meeting. So this is things that it's not under quadrant 1 but quadrant 2. And the one that we need to actually reduce is that quadrant number 4, which is time waster, busy work, procrastination, activities, aimlessly, internet browsing. So those are the things that sometimes we need to try to reduce. Of course, we cannot ignore it, but we try to reduce it by controlling. And second method, I'm sure this is lots of people know what it is. So it's the ABC method. So ABC method, okay, is developed by Al-Lakin and consists of assigning priority status of ABC to each of the item of your to-do list, okay, or task list. So previously I did this, okay, list out of all of the to-do list, and I have a sticky note. I post it on my monitor screen. Okay, it was lots of clutter on my monitor at that time. So I was thinking how I'm going to do the job, because later when I go back home, those sticky note is on my screen. That was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago was like that. So I actually use this method, which is to prioritize, to list out all the things. Then you need to actually prioritize according to the set. A grade is the high priority. Okay. B status means that should do, means that my medium priority is quite important over time, but not critical as A. Okay. And status C is that low priority at this time, low consequences if less than. So if you see the ABC method, it's actually related to what you have here in the Stephen Covey quadrant. So it's actually related to this quadrant 1 and 2. It's actually all must do, should do, and nice to do. But you need to list out according to the priority status. So based on these two strategy, okay, do you think that time management can improve the issues of clutters, no planning, and distraction? Okay. Can I get that answer in the chat? Do you think that the time the time management strategies just now can actually reduce the clutters, the no planning, and also distraction? Okay, Ghazaly, TS Ghazaly ada reply. Okay, I send Homer matrix. Okay, thanks. Yeah, thank you. Dr. Ethan, yes. Laila, exactly. Irma answer yes. Nuraham, 100% yes. Okay, most of you reply yes. Okay, Dr. KA reply, not necessarily, depends. Okay, depends. Okay, so TM Jaya, gelak je. Okay, TM Jaya, okay, gelak je. So anyway, if I were to answer this, I would say, okay, time management do actually help us keep track of tasks and getting more done. Yes, it does. It does. We can actually make a list of things to do that day, assign ABC priority. Yes, it works actually. Okay. The third one is that you might feel confident that you have addressed majority of tasks during your work day. But do you think that you can finish everything on that day or during a time limit? Okay, so I would say no. Reason why? Okay, why? Okay, this time management only cater to the clutter and no planning. But how about distraction? Okay, so if you see this time management, I'm just comparing between these two metrics, strategy. So you see that in the ABC method, because ABC method is also implemented in the urgency and importance. So do you actually manage to get the C list here, the down here, the last list in the line? So ABC kan, do you actually manage to finish up that C listed task before another more A listed task appear again on the top list? So do you actually get it done? In the chat, if you can answer that, if you can unmute your mic pun boleh juga. So Cik Syarizan, might be helpful, more manageable. Yes, correct for the time management. TS Dr. Fariza, depend is it personal task or not? Okay, Cik Syarizan, most of the time not. Okay, for me, most of the time not. I cannot manage everything. Normally my A and B list can be done, but C list it will actually delay like 6 to 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months, because the C status item normally is something that is based on our own personal task. Okay, we want to write a book. So that writing a book will come out after 1 year because we keep on delaying the task. Okay, so based on that, okay, so that's why what we have the they have, not we, that's why they if you read books, they actually propose the attention management. Means that you need to be skillful to control your attention, okay, for doing the task. So what is actually attention management? Okay, what is attention management? Have you heard about it? If your first time, then it's okay. So before we go to what is attention management, can we go to the menti.com? Okay, and the same code just now. Okay, kejap. Okay, the same code. The same code, just input what, okay, select which best represent your daily norm at this moment. So at this moment, right now, or for today, what do you really do normally? Okay, daily lah. So just click that, because these are things that I think I feel that I do some of these things too. Okay. Okay, we have five participants. Okay, input this one. Just type menti.com in your browser and then insert the code here, 99259903. Okay, we wait until reach 30, 30 participants. Okay, 5 more. We have roughly 90 participants. Okay, dah. Okay. So okay, we see the ranking. So the ranking is that the first one I would say that the multitasking as a coping strategy, how you cope with all lot of tasks. So this is the first one. Second one is that you regularly handle email or other work after hours. Means that after working hours, you actually do your tasks also, or during the weekend. So you handle email or check your email and do some tasks, additional tasks. Okay, and third one is that distraction run your day. So distraction is just what I mentioned in the earlier slide. Okay, so and the list here I would say, okay, list is about loved one are annoyed with your relationship, your handphone. So you're always holding your handphone, WhatsApp ke whatever lah kan. So you're always looking at your handphone, and this is sometimes I also mention, okay, I'm really busy. I have lots of meetings and so on. So do not say that, because I think all of us are busy. Okay, so we try to avoid telling other people that you're busy, because most of us are really busy. Okay, so thank you for the for joining the Mentimeter. So I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, so based on what we have done on the Mentimeter, so this actually what you just selected tick, what you did during the what normally you did daily is that, okay, that these are the signs that you need to master attention management. Okay, this is not me saying it, but I actually saying it based on a reference that I read. I actually have one book that I really like to read. There are lots of books. For example, the one just now, Stephen Covey, but that one is on productivity. And I actually read this book. Can you see that? This one, okay, Productivity Ninja. I'm not promoting this book, just that I feel that it's interesting to read that book because it helps you. In the book, it says that he is not an organized person, yeah. So, but he actually teach how to actually pay more attention to tasks, and so that we become more productive. So, you can find that book. I actually write in the reference later on. Okay. So the first sign that you actually need to master attention management is distraction run your day. So you know that these are the distraction over here. Okay, and you regularly handle email after office hours and so on. So this one is normal. Sometimes I also do that, but try not to do that because we live not only for work. We have a life, we have a family. So we try to after office hour 5 close everything about work and focus on family. Okay, and I'm thankful to actually CAES team, our boss, PM Jaya, because normally after 5, we do not have any communication through WhatsApp anymore or even Telegram. And even on the weekends, we don't have communication on the work. We only start communicating again on the Monday morning. Okay, so these are some things that we need to keep mentally our mental health also. Number 3 is that multitask as a coping strategy. So we do multitasking. So maybe there is a way how to improve that. I'm not sure how, but maybe some of you guys can share later on how you cope with this coping strategy. But I do cope with this multitasking by organizing my schedule. And the 4th one is that frequently exhausted and overwhelmed. So this is normal. I'm also exhausted and overwhelmed sometimes when I read so many email and tasks given and the deadline is immediately. Okay. So like you are given a task today, then you need to submit by this afternoon. So those are the things that overwhelming to us. Number 5 is that work while on leave or medical leave. This one is I hope nobody do this, work while on leave or medical leave, because you are supposed to take a medical leave because you need to recover. If you work, you cannot recover fast. So hopefully don't work while you are on medical leave. Number 6 is available for work 24 hours, 7 days per week, 365 per year. So you are like full day all out for your work, but do you have time for your family? So those are the things that you need to consider again. Reconsider our priority. We have priority for work and we have priority for our family also. The 7th one is busyness is a badge of honor. So this one is what I mentioned lah. Sometimes we get tendency to say is that we are busy. We don't have time to commit and so on. Okay, I'm also busy, but I like that today sharing. It's kind of I need to prepare the slide. Slide is from me 100%. So I need to prepare the slides, and it's actually take my time. But we need to actually commit and prepare. We actually need to put into our schedule. What is the time that we need to do the preparation? Whatever you have classes and all. Okay, number 8 is something that you are annoyed, your family members are annoyed because you are keeping, you are actually latching on to your handphone, okay, 24/7. And number 9, it might be not relevant to us, but maybe some of like in campus industry, campus industry, okay, work in an open office environment. Campus industry, the environment is open, it's not a closed office. So sometimes this is also a distraction. So how do you actually reduce this? So I'm going to share that later. So in a summary, attention management is where we are going to develop a good mindset and then apply it to our daily life. So we need to change how we think actually. Okay, not actually just set the time, manage our time, but we need to actually come up with a task that is also efficient and productive. Means that have quality. We want to have a work that is quality, not just so-so. Kalau Jepun ni kan cakap so-so saja kan, but not so-so. It need to be quality work. So either at work or at home. Okay. The second one is that it's about our relationship with information at work. So we have so many information that was given to us via email. Info UTeM coming in kan macam CAES. Tak habis-habis email daripada CAES kan. Okay, on the kursus CAES and also on the kursus wajib. Okay, I hope that I think most of you know that we are going to run the kursus wajib di S45, 51 and 53 soon in this July and August. So make sure you know that don't miss out the kursus wajib. Okay, promote sekejap And then so we need to be in control. And that one is ultimately, okay, we have enough hour. Actually, we have enough hour in a day to get the important task done. Okay, so important task done means what? The priority one, that we need to put effort to do it, and not everything done. Everything done means that okay lah, tak apalah, whatever, selesaikanlah apa yang ada, tapi kita buat so-so. Okay, we don't want to do that. As academician, you need to put effort to actually make it a quality work. Okay, so that why, if you don't put effort for quality, if you are giving that, for example, you are drafting paperwork, you are the one who are drafting paperwork, then you pass it to your boss for checking, and find out that in the kertas kerja, the paperwork, so many typos, so many misinformation there. So what happened is that paperwork need to be redo again by you. So you are just wasting your time. Okay, so this is where you need to put more attention when doing your work, so that you don't need to be repeating it again and again and again for correction. And I think most of you know that when we were doing our PhD, we did our thesis write up. You know, I have my thesis write up. I have 11 version of thesis draft. Okay, not because it's minor, no, because the first draft is normally the rough draft. Second draft is where the correction done, means that we try to link between each chapter. So all of this, it doesn't mean that you have multiple draft. It's actually not good. No, it's about the quality of it. Okay. And the last one is that creating good habit and removing the bad ones. Okay, so what are the good habits? I want to share what are I'm not saying that my habit is good, but I'm going to share what is the good habit for productivity as academician, and what things that we need to remove from it. So some of you might not agree with me, but I think most of us, we have our own opinion. So our own way, our own opinion to actually get the work done, get the task done. So this is what I would like to share. So it's a simple strategy. So berapa Dr. Ki? 10:49 Okay.
Yeah, almost 11 o'clock.
Okay, so I continue. So these are tips that actually is in a book, but before I read that book, I actually have done this. Okay, so when I read that book, actually I agree with him, because I actually did it and practice it also. First of all is that lower your expectation. Okay, we have lots of expectation. Yes, of course, expectation is one of the things that we other than our own KPI lah kan. Okay, normally we talk about academician, we talk about KPI kan. So that KPI is a must do. Okay, but the one that I'm talking about, lower your expectation, is actually on the something that, okay, writing a book. Okay, writing a book. It does not have any deadline. It's open to the penerbit UTeM any time of the year. Okay, so you need to lower that expectation. Maybe you are not going to submit within next month, but maybe you target it within this year to write a book. So to do that, you need to have your schedule. You need to schedule it into your calendar. You have to have a timeline. Okay, you cannot have no timeline, but you plan to actually submit a book, a draft by the end of the year. Okay, so these are the things that you need to lower your expectation a bit by actually rescheduling. Okay? Second one is that keep your body in good physical condition. So this is, I really want to emphasize also, because if you see here is that a healthy body means a healthy mind. Okay, That means that give your brain more focus and energy, thus increasing your attention. Okay. Well, when increase your attention means that you are clearer in thinking and decision making. Okay. So I really emphasize on this. Reason why I had a very bad time a few years back when I have my physical condition was not good. Yeah. Okay. So not good. FKE staff might know and CAES team might know. So I was okay. I frankly saying lah, I have sleep disc. Yeah. So but I'm already recovered. I'm already recovered, and I would say that it's 100% recovered because of last time why I had this sleep disc was because I didn't keep my body in good condition. Okay. I was so stressed with work, tasks, and so on. I didn't have time to actually commit to any exercises. Okay, I actually very active in sports, but because of the commitment to work, so I actually closed my eye and didn't do any more physical activity. And what happened is that I actually I have this due to obesity. Okay, you might be surprised by that, but I did have obesity last time. And right now, actually, I have done about 2 years. 2 years already. I try to keep a fit physical condition, means that I try to actually include exercises into our daily activity. Some of you might say that, but I'm not very active in sports. Because I'm actually recovery from sleep disc. So I cannot do active sport anymore. I cannot do badminton anymore. But what I do is that I walk. I walk daily. In the afternoon, after work, if I think some of you might see me in the UTeM balapan there. So normally 5:30 I will walk from FKE to the balapan and round there, and my target is 10k step every day. So that was my target, to actually achieve a physical good condition. Even though it's tiring, but I feel that after doing that activity, it will actually increase my attention, clear thinking. Sometimes when I come back to FKE, my office, I actually continue to do my work because I have the attention that I need to do. Okay. And that one is on second one, physical body condition. And one is that be prepared and organized, ready for when times get rough. So maybe you would say that, oh, but I'm not an organized person. Okay. Well, sometimes things get rough. Suddenly you are actually Imran. Siapa? Ayah Imran. Balapan round. Okay. Ayah Imran. Good comment there. Okay. How do I actually incorporate 10k step into balapan? Okay. Let me just share. Since you asked that one, let me just share how I actually achieve 10k step. Not balapan to 10k step. Daily. I think most of you know that we have the the watch, the apps, the watch. We have that, and even Google Fit. Google Fit, if you have Google Fit apps in your handphone, you can actually monitor your steps. So normally, one day if I'm very inactive, okay, like now we are working from home. So I'll be sitting in front of my PC from 8 to 5, like 2 days ago. I have meeting in the morning and then I have a continued meeting in the afternoon. So 8 to 5 hours in front of my PC. And end up, when I look at my steps indicator apps, it's only 2k steps, 2,000 steps only achieved. So my target was 10k steps. So how I do this, how actually I achieve 10k step at home during work from home is that I walk around the Taman Perubahan lah. I walk, just circle berapa loop, berapa kali balapan tu kan. In my taman ni, I loop berapa banyak lah until I achieve 10k baru balik. Tak achieve 10k, I won't go back. Okay, so like Imran asked, balapan tu, actually first time around when I start to do the 10k step is that I round one UTeM. Satu UTeM di kampus Induk. So from FKE, I go to balapan. I go to the back there to the balapan and then go to the cross, the one ada tempat memanah tu kan. And then pusing balik, I go to FKE. I think some of FKE staff might see me there walking alone. Okay, and then I go cross to the roundabout there and go directly to the clinic UTeM and then go to even until PPS. PPS over there at the gate there, and then continue, go to the library and go to the Tasik there and return back to the balapan. So it's a long one loop there. You will achieve 10K step. Because normally if I'm at office, I will achieve like 4K steps only because I don't actually move around. I only walk to lunch. Yeah, I always walk to lunch with my husband. I'm walking to the cafe tengah tu yang kat Cream tu, and he's walking from FKP to Cafe Cream. So we reach together and eat together and then go back. Okay, so I incorporate that steps inside. But after that, it's only 4K steps. So how do I actually add on the 6K step is that by doing that one whole loop. Okay, sometimes the balapan, I can do 3 or 4 and also achieve 10K steps. So that's answering to Ayah Imran. Okay, so to this organizing, went to another one. So prepare and organize. So you need to prepare and organize. Means that one thing is that if you see the normal code, a tidy desk is a tidy mind. Okay, of course, if you tidy desk, you will be more clearer. But I won't say that because previously at my office, it was really clutter. Really bad clutter. Okay. And reason why I didn't declutter that time because I cannot find things if I declutter because it's already inside somewhere, kan? So I cannot find the important things. So I just put it on the table. So this one is the thing that I need to immediate action. But the one that I really organize is my email and folder. Okay, email is really need to declutter and your folder. If you do these two things, I would say that you will be more productive. Okay, so later I will explain how to do that. Dr. KA, okay, since we are already at the third learning outcome, I think can we just take a break?
Ya, boleh. 5 minutes break. Boleh 5 minutes
5 minutes
coffee
break.
Siapa nak pergi toilet ke apa
So
ke. Ataupun nak
before
tanya
we
apa-apa
go
ke.
to the strategy lah. Okay, boleh juga tanya
Kita
soalan
ada
pun
setengah
boleh.
jam lagi. Ada soalan nak tanya apa tadi? I think
Dr. Naja, now we know where both of you hang out. Alamak, Naja cakap dah tahu kat mana. Memanglah, I always see PPB or PBI lah. Kalau dulu PBI kan, PBI staff di kafe. Selalulah kita jumpa cream staff banyaklah. So now dah tahu kan mana yang kita orang hang out lah. Memang lunch hour that is the place lah. Okay, so any question boleh lah write there in the chat.
Okay, 5 minutes break. I think it's good juga kalau katakan Syam nak playkan yang video stretching tu. I think is because I think if you have training for like 1 hour, 2-3 hours, I think it's good to stretch up jugalah mbak kata tadi kan. Because sebelum ni pernah ada one of the speaker kita punya kursus dia beritahu kalau katakan ada yang because of this pandemic dia sit for hours, long hours, kadang dia boleh menyebabkan pinggang belakang kita sakit. So boleh Syam playkan sikit video stretching tu. 5 minit je kan, tak lama kan. Okay, sebentar kita take a break. Okay. Syam ada situ? Okay, thank you Syam.
We often get asked which exercises are best to do at your desk. So I'm going to run you through a simple routine to do throughout your working day.
Okay, kita akan kembali dalam masa lebih kurang 2-3 minit lagi. So kalau ada, if you guys any ada soalan ke apa ke, boleh silakanlah tanya di bawah ni. Mungkin bukan soalan saja, mungkin boleh share juga kalau nak sharekan any of your okay, by the way, kita akan kalau you tengok skrin masing-masing sekarang ni, CAES sekarang is continuously trying to provide as much as useful information tentang our training, plan training in the calendar, as well as resources dalam website kita. So as you can see, if you guys go to CAES UTeM edu.my/training, basically this is just untuk promote dan untuk informasi juga. So you can go through and you can get all the training resources as well as the YouTube recorded video. And then also we also provide some what are the participant comment on the PDF file. So you can use this as part of your reference and also for your self-training program, okay, to improve your competencies. Let's say if you need training on professional or teaching and learning, for example, you can click on teaching and learning punya icon, and then you can go ahead and browse through apa-apa content yang kira rasa perlu untuk mungkin training yang sebelum ni tak sempat nak attend, so you can go ahead and attend those training secara kendiri lah. Right? Okay, so we provided all these materials for the sake of untuk kebaikan semua lah, insyaAllah. So kita harap semua orang boleh gunakan platform ni, information ni untuk kebaikan bersama. Dan juga kita ada juga link kepada Magnetic punya website, as well as kita ada banyak lagi material dalam website CAES ni, especially on the training part. Okay, so feel free to browse around this website. Okay, so Puan Mariam dah nak start balik ke? Are you ready?
Boleh.
Okay, so okay, silakan kita sambung balik insyaAllah. Okay.
Can I just get an input from all of you participants? Am I talking too fast? Is it okay, or do I need to reduce the pace? Is it too fast? Because I think I was excited to explain, so maybe it looks like a bit rushing. Okay, Jay. All right. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, so okay, thank you. Okay, so now we go to the third learning outcome of this sharing, which is, I think, is the most anticipated by participants lah, which is how to apply attention management in daily life. And I'm going to actually share also what is my practices. Okay, and I'm sure lots of you have also done it and with different methods. So let's say later on when we have the Q&A session, we can share. Maybe I can get I can actually apply your strategy also into my to actually improve my productivity. So this one is, if you see here, there are 4 ways how to manage your attention. There are 4 things. So the first one is that you need to protect your attention from distraction. So I'm going to go one by one. We have 4, but I'm going to go one by one. So the first one is that we need to remove the distraction from technology and environment. So there are 2 types of distraction. Okay. So the first is technology, which is the one that we are used to, emails, checking emails. Last time I always open my email and keep on one email coming in, I'm going to reply and so on. Okay. So you need to actually remove that distraction. So right now, what I did is, how do I remove that distraction is that I only check my email twice a day, which is in the early morning, roughly about 8 a.m. or before 8, I'm going to open my email and browse through my email. I look at what are the things that I need to get it done. Process the email. And then another time that I check my email is that sometimes twice or 3 times, but the second time I check my email is during lunch hour. When we actually feel tired, inactive, then that time is where I check the second email, because sometimes between 8 to 12, you have important tasks coming in from your boss. So you might want to look at what you need to get it done by today or by tomorrow and so on. So and after that, I do not check my email. Okay, because my this is what I believe. I believe that if somebody asks me to get the task done, we need to actually give ample time for them to do it. At least 1 week, at least 1 week. We don't ask people to do the task immediately, 1 day, within that or 2 days. Okay, so you give ample time for them to do the task. So that's why I do not open my email after the second email after office hour. Means that first is at 8 a.m. Second is during lunch hour. That's all. After that, I won't check my email. The next, I will check the email is the next day, 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. will be a whole set of new email coming in. Okay, so that is how you can actually remove distraction from email. Okay, close your email. And email is not only on your browser, on your handphone. I know most of you, your handphone is linked to email. And every time the email notification coming in, the email coming in, there is notification. So what I do is that actually my handphone is silent. Not silent, means that even though it's not silent mode, I off all notification for apps. Means that email, no notification, social media, WhatsApp, Telegram, there's no notification. The message is coming in, but there is no notification unless I go and open it. So I have my own time when I open that email and when I check my WhatsApp and Telegram. So that is second thing. The third one is that social media. Sometimes we know that Facebook and Instagram also have notifications. So just off that notification, okay? And close that when you are on your PC. Yeah? Third one is that voice and video call. So this one, normally we cannot actually remove it totally. We might want to actually unmute, okay, mute our handphone. But most of the time, I think voice call, you need to pick up because it's important, right? So you can actually do this, attend to the voice, video call and voice call. Okay, next is internet. So internet is what I'm was talking about, the multiple tabs on the browser. So it's up to participants. But for me, because I actually did what was previously. I actually did open multiple browser, multiple windows, lots of things going on my PC. So I found out that I overwhelmed because after I go for a break, I come back, I do not know where to start again. So these things, I would say, I open one browser at one time only, just to reduce, to make it simple, because sometimes simple is much more better than complex. And lastly is multitasking. So try to reduce that multitasking. I will later explain how you can do that by doing appointment in your own calendar. And this is on the technology part. So what are the environment just now? So environment is what I was telling about, the environment when we are in an open space floor. Okay, we have open space, office, and so on. So people are talking like in the administration office, it's all open. So maybe it's a distraction for you. You cannot commit to the work because lots of noises coming in and so on. So you might want to actually wear headphone like me. I'm wearing headphone right now because at home we have other person inside here. So I do not want to distract to other people. So I wear headphone to just make sure that I focus on today sharing. So that one is number one. Secondly is on the scheduling work based on your level of attention. Scheduling work based on your level of attention. So if you see here, if you have the time, yes, we have the time, which is right now, and the right attention. So you focus on it and you give the attention for it, then you will get the thing done immediately. Okay. Normally we actually have the time, but we do not give full attention and focus. I'm not talking only on the task, on tasks, links, to-do list. I'm also talking about meetings. Online meetings, like right now we have sharing. So are you really fully focused right now to me? Okay. Are you focused to me or not? Okay. So so give the right attention so that you get something out of this sharing or other sharing by the other speakers. So put that attention. And you might see that I'm going to share to you about this one. I actually refer to this book, the one that I just mentioned. Okay, how to be a productivity ninja. Worry less, achieve more, and love what you do. So the title is really eye-catching, yeah? Because it says there is worry less, okay, achieve more, and love what you do. Because we as academician, we need to love what we do in order for us not to be stressed out with this all multiple tasks. Yeah? So we need to first love what we do, then we can only commit and be more productive. Okay, so if you see here is that stress is reduced by clarity and clarity is increased by attention. Okay, so meaning that, so you can actually pay attention if you actually reduce your stress level. So this is what you mean. So you might get clarity, and by that you can actually pay attention. Okay, so how do you actually reduce the stress? What am I talking about stress? Stress, like I said just now, the three things that is being stressful to us is the distraction. Second one is the clutters. The third one is the what was that? No planning at all. We just go with the flow. There's something coming in my email, I'm going to go with the flow. Okay, there's something someone put in my calendar, there's a meeting, I'm going to go with the flow. Okay, so that is the flow that you're going to go with. Okay, so this might be sometimes some people are being will be stressful if you don't actually have a planning. So there are two types of mode. I'm not talking about your boss. No, not this topic is not about the boss, your boss. It's about us. We actually need to be swapping between two modes, between the boss and the worker mode. So what does it mean is that sometimes when you get an email, you receive an email, then you need to decide whether you are in a boss mode or worker mode. So what does it mean is that you need to decide deciding what your work is. Is it that you need to delegate it to other person? Okay, are you going to delegate to other person? So you are a boss mode. So you're going to delegate immediately, or is that task given to you so that you are going to work on it, do some analysis and so on. So you are going to be in the worker mode where you are doing the work. Okay, so these two modes will be swapping in your mind. Okay, so dealing with this new information, input worker and reacting to them, whether it's thing that we need to constantly be doing daily. Okay, swapping daily. So this is what I'm going to really share. Interesting. If you feel that it's I like to use colorful things. So just bear with me. So how to manage your attention? So if you see here, there are three types of attention level. We have the proactive, very proactive. We have the active and the inactive. Okay, what does it mean by proactive? Is that fully focused and alert. You're really focused and alert with what I'm talking about. And then active is that you ticking along. Somebody is just listening to what I'm talking, but you are easily distracted because you are on handphone. Okay, so this is active. And inactive means that not much energy left, struggling with complex tasks. Maybe at this time is that later I will show to where is this allocated during your daily office work hour. So if you see on the right side here, okay, so you have the time versus the attention level. So normally in the early morning, we have 8 to 9 is active. Active means that you're not really focused yet. You just starting your first gear kan. First gear baru start masuk engine kan. So you're going to start first. So what you need to do is that you are actually in this mode. Attentive mode is the boss mode or do mode. So at this time, normally I would say we normally do, I actually do check my email this time. Process the email, delegate it, do some tasks. If it can be done immediately, then I do it. And then next is proactive mode. Proactive is that you are fully alert because you're already in the first gear again. So you're now in the second, third gear. So 9 to 11, which is right today, just now, in this sharing, we are actually in the proactive mode. And then 11 right now is going down. Okay, it's going down to active mode. But it depends on the speaker lah kan. I'm not sure if my delivery is actually boring, but it depends on the speaker. So you can actually change it from active to proactive depending on what you're doing or what you're focusing. And then you see that when we go to lunch hour later on until 3, normally you become inactive. This is where some of our classes is 2. Even not only the student are sleepy, but lecturers sometimes are sleepy, kan? So inactive mode. Okay, and next is proactive again, and number 4 active, and if you see here 5 to 6 is become proactive again. Sometimes become proactive because maybe you are already, oh yes, we are already finished office hour, then you're going back, then your focus level is high. Okay, so you become proactive again that time. Okay, so and 7 is inactive. So if you see here, this is just a metric that I share from this book. Okay, you can just see it. So what does it mean by inactive attention is that normally you do the captive and collection worker mode. So you just organize something, your folder. Right now your folder is not organized, you can do that inactive attention. And some normally you are also in the do mode, means that worker mode. And active attention is where you are in the boss mode, which is organize. You organize things. And you need to do mode. Also need to be active attention. Can be doing that. And proactive is that both review and the do mode. Okay, phase. So I would like to share example. One example of what you should normally do when you are doing the redo and do mode in the proactive attention. Okay, you can actually have the task of key decision to decide something. So you are very proactive. Project planning and reviews. So you need to do some timelines of project. Okay, timeline of grant, and then to focus on delivering something. Okay. And then phone call is also proactive attention. Critical emails is where also you need to actually be in proactive mode. Okay. And chairing meeting, of course, lots of us are also chairing some meetings. So normally when we chair meetings, we need to plan the meeting, kan? We need to do some planning, some preparation for the meeting, so that the meeting that we run will be smooth and have output at the end of the meeting. Okay, so sharing meeting is very important. So it's a proactive attention. And also not the least is creative thinking, writing new workshop material, or this is where you also need proactive attention. Example is writing a journal paper. You need to focus, right? Because you cannot actually be not focusing on doing the write up of the journal draft. Okay, and active attention is that something that we do daily, day-to-day decision. Scheduling day, okay, means that from the to-do list, transfer it to your e-calendar. Internet search, most email processing can be done here also. Attending meeting means that you are not actually lead the meeting, but you are attending meeting. So when you attend meeting, you are in active attention, but you still need to focus, because sometimes we get distraction because we are on our WhatsApp. So that's where you need to remove the distraction. And preparing handouts for workshop and making sure you get everything. Okay, so this one is all active attention. And lastly is that inactive attention means that the least energy that you have, but it can be used to the fullest. So example, filing, ordering stationery. You want to buy Lazada kan, online kan. Nowadays is online purchasing. Lazada, Shopee kan. Masa ni lah inactive attention, you do that. Printing stuff out, okay? Deleting email or throwing paperwork, okay? Just you do some cleaning lah. For example, your storeroom at home kan, very lots of material inside, so you can use that time to actually do some cleaning. Attending meeting, so it's not from me, it's from the book. Attending meeting that I don't care about, but otherwise avoid it. So sometimes this what it means that, sometimes people put you in invite you in a meeting appointment in the e-calendar, but you actually do not want but you maybe you will think to actually join it, so you might want to join it or not join it. So this is why an inactive activity. And lastly, of course, when you are inactive, go and make a coffee. Okay, so based on that, so how do I actually don't have time, so I'm going to be much more faster. So how do you actually I already talked about distraction just now. Distraction is we need to reduce the technology and environment. Now we are going to tackle the no planning. Okay, no planning. How do you practice it? So this is an example of how I practice it. So I have a to-do list. Like I mentioned last time, I have a to-do list. And what I found out is that the to-do list keep on piling. And then sometimes the to-do list is you become so many pages, okay? And I normally, it's difficult for me to keep track of the to-do list, okay? So what I do right now is I transfer my to-do list as an appointment in my e-calendar, okay? So this is example, and if you see here, the second one is that plan your schedule. So to-do list and plan your schedule is the same thing. It need to be together, okay? So in order for you to transfer that to-do list, you need to plan your schedule. So you need to look at your calendar. I'm using Outlook, yeah. So, and this Outlook is linked to my handphone. So I can actually update either in my handphone or in my browser, in my laptop. So use your handphone instead of using your handphone to go on social media and so on. Use your handphone as your own personal assistant, PA. Make appointment with yourself on your calendar. So I found out that why I did this method last time, back in 2014, is that I was the TDA that time, but unfortunately that time there's no PA. Okay, PA di FK ada seorang saja. So I do not have a PA. So but so many things coming into my email, and I need to tackle my my tasks individually on my own. So what I did is that everything that I plan to do, I put it in my calendar. Okay, even emails coming in, if I think I want to join this webinar, it's interesting, then I'm going to put it in my e-calendar. So this is how example of my e-calendar look like, but this is not the real one. I will show you the real one later on, the next slide. But this example, is it this week? Next week, yeah? Next week, but let's say this is example. So I actually do a color coding on my task, so that it's easy for me to actually look at, oh, which one is CAES. So for example, CAES is I color coded in pink. So I know the CAES meeting one is normally from the admin that they block in my calendar. So I have the other schedule that is free that I can allocate my own task. Okay, so I have UC meeting, one UC meeting that already blocked in my calendar. Okay, I have this on 60 July. I have the exam. I need to be to invigilate. Okay, 16 July later on. So if you see here, the rest is FK meeting is also for the admin. So the rest is the color coded for the blue one is my personal task. So I want to write a journal. I want to review a journal that was being asked to me to review. And I want to review a PhD thesis that was asked to me. So I actually put in my calendar, put it in a slot so that you can actually focus during that time. And for online webinar one is normally if in the email I receive an online invitation, okay, it's open. So I think I want to, the topic is interesting. So I'm going to put it in my e-calendar so that I won't forget that there's a online webinar that I want to join. And you can also add on marking because you are still in marking mode, marking and key in assignment. So you put it there when you're going to mark the key in the assignment. So I put it somewhere here. So if you see here, I also, like I informed in the earlier slides, earlier in the talk, we don't only focus for work, but we need to take care of our health. Okay. That's why if you see in my calendar, I also incorporated exercise. Because if I don't put in my calendar, I will actually totally forgot about exercising. Okay, so this is how I cope with all of the tasks that I want to do. Okay, and this is example. This is my real calendar, but this is the real example. So this is an example of, I think this is this week. This week calendar. So we are here Friday. So if you see here, the one that is blue and then dot is all is blocked by the administration. So I have like pembentangan, blah, 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 and so on. And then the one that I color coded pink is my own. I think that is related to class. And then yellow is on research. Green is on research and yellow is on CAES stuff. So I have so many things that I need to do. Okay. And this is what I managed to do. I organize my list of things to do, and it's always in my calendar. Okay, I do not have a list that I use for. Sometimes people use Trello or Evernote again, but I actually used that Evernote before, but I found out it's not easy to keep track of my tasks. And this is example. of past week tasks completed. So if you see here, this past week task is, I think, 24 June, 23 to 29 May. So you see here, it's almost clear. It's clear. Okay, the one that is here is actually the one that invited to me. So it's there. I cannot move it. But if you see here, all of the tasks above here, semua is, and I actually move it to done. To make sure that it's done, I move it up. I will tick all day and it will move up. So when it moves up, means that I know it's completed on that day. And why I do not actually remove the task in my calendar is that normally towards the end of the year, we need to fill in our KPI kan. Kita punya SKT kan, last time lah. But now we are using the EPTTA. So you want to keep track of what you did for the whole year. So this is how I do it, by actually putting it all here, and then I can keep track accordingly. And this is another one is to declutter just now. Okay, so declutter is managing clutters. Okay, managing clutters. So managing clutters is that you can use the 5S lah. I think you all know what is 5S. So you can just Google it later. We don't have time. So 5S is that we start with sorting, set in order, and then shine, standardize, and sustain. Why I take this is that I actually teach advanced manufacturing in FKE for subject for years, student previously. So I find out that it is really relevant to how we actually manage our tasks. And what we want to manage is that the folder and email, especially because we have so many folders in our PC. Yeah? So, and we have email, and folder is something that you can see on the right side here, folders. This is an example of my folder under one semester. For example, semester 1, 2020-2021. So example lah, but I think this one is for 2017-18 punya folder. So it's still there. So I actually assign it accordingly by numbering, because when numbering, you know that it's not going to move up, because your folder will actually move up according to the title, kind alphabet title. So this is how I manage my folders, and even the files inside the folder is numbered accordingly, so that I keep track of it. Okay, and second one, I think this is the most important that we as academician need to organize, is that your inbox email. Okay, so how I do it is that if you see on the right side here, this is an example of my inbox email, and this is this morning at 8:18 a.m. So I have only 5 plus 4, 9, 10, 12, 11 email, new email this morning. So it's very fast for me to check. 9 email kan? So very fast. I know that, oh, CAES matter. Okay, this one can settle immediately. Important email is, okay, before I explain that, I explain this one. Organize your inbox email by creating rule base in your email inbox. You might be thinking, how did I actually organize it into this folder? Okay, so you know that in your inbox you can actually create new folder. Okay, and you can actually create rule base. So for the CAES rule base is that anyone from CAES staff means that the admin, even my even PM Gerald or the TKA send an email, it will immediately go to this folder. Okay, and important emails, I think this is also important, is really relevant to us, is that an email that is sent specifically to our email, because you know that some email are sent in bulk in a group, macam for example FKE academic, okay, so in a bulk. So that is not under important email, but important email is the one that direct to my own email. My email is in list, okay. And next is that I have FKE, because you see that I have a favorite folder here, and this is all my favorite folder. Like FKE is my favorite folder also, because information for FKE is relevant to me. I'm still on FKE, I'm still teaching. So I need to have a FKE folder here. And info UTeM is also something that I think is important. Maybe you guys will think that, why info UTeM is important? Info UTeM is important for me because lots of information from, for example, from other PTJ, from PJ, from Bendahari, from Penerbit, and so on. So this information, it needs to have go into a specific folder. So you know that info UTeM, there's only a few email this morning. Okay, and of course, being an academician, we cannot run away from research and run away from cream. Okay, ada tak cream kat sini? We cannot run away from cream. So I have one folder for cream specifically. So macam example, email from Cream, from Grant punya, I think they have the My Grant punya email, and then even the email from the Cream, macam PMT, Prof Zari semua masuk email dia. If he or they send to me, it will directly into this folder. Okay. So this is on the organizing your inbox using Ruby. Second one is that you need to always process your email inbox, review twice a day. This is what I mentioned earlier. So normally people do not process. You just check, ada email ke tak? Check. Oh, tak ada apa-apa, dah tu je. But process means is that you need to do the next thing, which is do it now. Do you need to do it now? Can you do it now within 1 minute or 2 minutes? Do you need to delegate, which is the boss mode? Boss mode tadi kan? So do it now, maybe it's a boss mode or worker mode. Delegate is that you become a boss mode. Do it later or defer the decision. So do it later and defer the decision, something that you make it, maybe the deadline is longer, so you don't want to do it immediately now. So you can actually, the tip says that the next will actually transfer that email into appointment. So my motto is actually keep your inbox at 0. So by the time, by 12, by the second checking, I say that I check my my email twice. But the second checking is that all of this is 0. There's no email, new email. So that's how I actually manage my clutters for email. Okay, and the one that we just now defer or delete later, I will actually forward it and become appointment in my e-calendar. Okay, so e-calendar, I will defer it and I will put it allocated in my calendar as a task. Okay, according to deadline. Okay. So, and lastly but not least, I would say, because I have a lot of folder in my emails, not only 5, actually until 20, 4 different folder. From my postgraduate student, from my FYP student, from my PA student. So each of these have their own folder. So I pin the selected folder as a favorite folder. Means that there is urgent. If I know that this is urgent because it's important for me to actually react to it. Okay. So I think 2 more slides, Dr. K, sorry. So 2 more slides. So the third one is that improving your intention by increasing your brain performance. So you just now, you know that we have the 3 level of attention. We have the proactive, we have the active, and then you have the inactive. So actually, we can actually make the inactive attention to active. To convert it into active mode during that the mapping, the time mapping just now. And then making active attention to proactive. So how we do that is that, I think most of you know that already. Change the task every 30 minutes. You have a timer, kan? You can install that apps on your PC. Timer, task, 30, 60 minutes, it will actually give you a notification to actually switch task. Okay, go and take a walk, go and siram pokok kat luar ke kan? Okay, quick, fresh air, so that it improve your mood. And then of course, least but not least, is caffeine. Normally, I always take caffeine lah if I feel sleepy and so on. But other than that, I think one that I actually suggest is that take care of your physical fitness lah. Okay, because that one, it will actually increase your brain power much lah. And sleep. Make sure that we have enough sleep, 8 hours a day. Even though we say that we cannot keep 8 hours a day, but try to sleep at 10:30 and wake up at 6. Okay, that's the routine lah that we should actually incorporate. And last but not least is that creating new pockets of attention. Okay, so this is example lah. So how do you actually do that? So this is multitasking just now. Okay. Multitasking is something that is very need your attention. So you call and walking. So call is a very important task that you need to do, but you also can walk around. Okay. Second one is the online meeting plus taking digital notes. So example here, I'm showing you one example. This one was, I was doing a FYP seminar. So I'm taking notes while doing the while doing the online meeting. So directly, I have these notes and I actually can give feedback to students directly after the meeting. So I do frequently do this thing during any meeting, CAES meeting or FK meeting. I do have notes, my own notes. Okay, but it's a scribble lah. Okay, and lastly is that I'm going to share this, but maybe some people will like say, how? Okay, attending meeting plus exercising means that attending online meeting and exercising. it's a doable. I actually did it. Okay. And the meeting that I actually attended, this one is only if you attend meeting, not you organize a meeting. If you attend a meeting, no problem to do this. But if you're organizing, don't do that. Okay, because you want to share your screen semua kan. So I did this. Sorry, but I did this. I actually joined a 3 hours meeting. Okay, attending a meeting, and I actually exercised for 3 hours on the exercise machine. So I think that is a real interesting thing to do, because I actually 2-in-1 lah. So we can actually add on multitasking. So I do not need to actually go extra time after 5, go and walk around. Already done my exercise routine. So I think as a conclusion, a summary, because it's already 11:38. Sorry for that. So as a summary is that the key issue to reduce productivity was, as discussed, is distraction, clutters, and no planning. And there are 3 ways that I actually shared today, attention management. So first is removing distraction. So this is really difficult, but you need to start somewhere, kan? So I already started, and somehow memang I won't open WhatsApp frequently. Okay, I just leave it there. And then I open WhatsApp, normally same thing with my email. And during the task, normally I won't open anything, email and WhatsApp. I will focus during the task, so I can actually prepare a quality output for the task and so on. And second one is declutter and organize your task and thought. Why I talk about thought is that as mentioned, the to-do list inside your head. You need to make it. You cannot actually keep on adding to-do list in your head. So you need to actually vomit it out to the e-calendar. So you don't feel actually stressful about it. Okay, overwhelmed, because it's already in your calendar being scheduled there. And lastly is that planning your daily schedule ahead. So this is where when you have lots of information in info UTeM semua, and it's a good information. I would say I attended a pitching from industry. It's like a Shark Tank pitching on Monday. Good. So it was interesting. It was from the Magic. So I attended that. And because it was in the info UTeM, so I just attended to gain information. So with that, thank you very much. Sorry I took extra time to deliver the sharing, but I hope that the sharing that I shared will be beneficial to all, not only academic staff, but those listening to admin staff, or even to my student, because I invited my student. I'm not sure if they are inside, but I invited my undergraduate students. So thank you very much. That's all from me, Dr. K.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Dr. Mariam. That was, wow, very, very informative, and wow, like a speeding bullet, Japanese bullet train, macam Shinkansen tadi. But it's good.
Sorry.
Much for I think very, ada yang kata tak sedar dah setengah jam dah, galik-galik sekejap. And then we also have PM Dr. Fahmi, dia kata dia share a concept, just Pomodoro. This concept of Pomodoro, I think you can go and is how are you going to manage time management plus attention management also lah. It's part of it. You can click yang browser yang link tadi lah. And also Cik Sazali also shared a few YouTube video. I'm not sure what is that video, but maybe you can go ahead and take a look at that. I'm not sure. So maybe you can take a few sharing ke apa ke daripada siapa-siapa from the audience.
Yes, I would like to listen. Let's listen to other sharing. Maybe we can actually gain something from this sharing, not mine only. Mungkin siapa-siapa
DJ KA, Dr. Fahmi.
Dr. Fahmi reply. Thank you, Dr. Fahmi. Support.
Linda jadi DJ ni. Okay, right, fine. Okay, thanks, Dr. PM Fahmi. And then the rest of the audience, ada apa-apa nak share ke? Maybe you want to share your best practice. This yang Mariam is what is best for her, that she thinks that been practicing so far is yes. But maybe all others have also maybe another way. So it depends from people to people how are you going to implement it. So it takes time to develop.
Dr. K, can I just share? Actually, I
Yeah.
shared this method to a few people in UTeM.
Okay.
Then they were this is a testimonial lah, and they were thankful that I shared to them because it really helps them in terms of email and the folder. So I would say that if you actually adopted the method, it will be much more less overwhelming lah for us.
Betul,
Okay, I think that's all from me lah. Okay. Saya tak tahu ada dalam
Ada apa
chat ke
soalan nak
tak
tanya
ada.
ke? Boleh tanya. It's almost time. So kita akan. Ada boleh siapa nak open mic? Go ahead and share your thoughts and your feelings towards this. Or you can feel free to write your thoughts in the quick survey yang kita letak kat bawah tu. Okay. Siapa-siapa ingin terima kasih ni.
Banyak terima kasih. Tak apalah Dr. K.
Alright. Okay, tak apa eh. Okay. InsyaAllah, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Dr. Mariam, for all this good sharing. And I hope that semua kita sama-sama lah, insyaAllah. Apa yang baik tu kita cuba practice kan, insyaAllah. At least almost these small things sometimes rearranging emails and everything. It is small thing, but it goes a long way in order to improve our productivity lah. So insyaAllah apa yang baik tu kita cuba ni kan, dan CAES insyaAllah we will try our best to continue serving your UTeM to provide the best training and in order to improve all our daily tasks insyaAllah. So thank you very much again to all participants. Thank you very much, Aunty Mariam. It was a good sharing. 2 thumbs up for me. And I think
thank you.
Thumbs up. I think kita boleh ambil gambar sikit ke? Oh, Dr. Syarif. Kita boleh turn on camera semua nak bergambar-gambar. Dah lama tak jumpa face to face kan. Kita jumpa tengoklah gambar kejap kan. Okay, boleh on kan video masing-masing ke?
Thank you semua yang join Boleh lah ambil gambar. Kenang-kenangan.
Hafiz, boleh ambil gambar. Okay, apa? Allah SWT. Syam, tolong koordinat Okay. Yeah, small things, great impact. Ya, kadang-kadang kita...
Prof Faiza.
Ya, Prof Faiza. Semua ni buat perform sekarang ni. Alhamdulillah. Sharon. Lama bos EPS. Okey, silakan. Apa Syam, tolong
Okay, boleh turn video.
Okay.
Kejap, bagi few minutes lagi kot.
I think dalam website kita share lah gambar-gambar semua ni dalam website CAES tu.
Boleh kot.
Satu kolom lagi gambar-gambar masa ni kan. Okay,
ramai ni FKE pun ramai ni.
Penyokong FKE kan.
Okay, Isyam.
Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, senyum. Okay, one slide. Senyum.
Macam ni muka tu apa? Macam ni apa?
Okay, terima kasih semua.
Okay, terima kasih semua. Thank you very much all. Sebelum kita bersurai, kita again we would like to hopefully that all have benefit from our session today, and insyaAllah kita akan keep on emailing you guys for new and onward Scholars Talk as well as Kursus Kompetensi. Inshallah next our Kursus Scholars Talk will be on the 16th by Dr. Zulisman, and he will also talk something about productivity tools and how to manage a good teamwork punya effort. And we also on the 14th inshallah we have a competency training by Prof Hanafi on how are you going to manage a good supervision of a postgraduate student inshallah. So stay tuned insyaAllah, keep on listening to us insyaAllah. Macam radio pula rasa. Okay, terima kasih semua. Kita akhiri dengan surah tasbih kifah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subhanallah bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wal as'ina nafkhus illa allazina amanu wa amilus solihati wa tawassaw bil haqqi wa tawassaw bis sabr. Okay, billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Terima kasih semua.